A true and faithful relation of what passed for many years between Dr. John D. and some spirits, 1659, Meric Casaubon. And I think we are continuing the first 10th, 2360, the second 10th through 1000, 12th are the third, 6300. Number the fourth also. And he said they are 11,660. Is also threefold. The first of the tribes hath the first, nth hath the second, the 11th hath the third, the first hath under him 8,630, the 7th are second, 2,306, the 11th the third, 5,602. Number them. D said they are 16,738. Edward Kelly said, he prayeth reverently. Be patient for a while. These govern in the sixth. He said, if I understand you right, these govern in the sixth place, which is to come. The angel of the fifth tribe hath the first part, for there are the angel of the 12th hath the second, the angel of the 5th hath the third part, the angel of the first, that is to say, of the first 5th, hath subjects 3,620, of the second are the 12th, 90,200 of the third place, and second, 7,220. The fifth governs in this order twice. Therefore, it is termed the second fifth. Number it. He said they are 20,040. And Navagi continue, of course. 7. The seventh hath also three places. The fourth hath the first, the third hath the second, the 11th hath the third, the fourth and the first place, 6,363. The third angel, the second place, 7,706. The 11th angel, the third place, 6,320. Number it. D said they are 20,389. And Navagi said again, so it is the seventh. 8. The 8 air hath also three parts. The angel of the fifth hath the first, the angel of the first hath the second, the angel of the ninth hath the third, the fifth angel and first place, 4,362. She, first angel, and second place, 7,236. The ninth angel and the third place, 302. Number it. Or is it 200,300? And D said they are 13,900. Okay, that was obviously 300 and 200. Navagi said 9. The ninth is also of three places. The third angel hath the first place. The 10th angel hath the second. The ninth angel hath the third. The third angel hath in the first place 9,996. The 10th angel and the second place 3,620. The ninth angel and the third place 4,230. Number them. D said they are 17,846. 10. The 10th place, and Navagi keeps responding, right? 10. The 10th hath places also 3. The 11th angel occupieth the first. The 7th angel occupieth the second. The 9th angel occupieth the third. The 11th angel and the first hath 8,880. The 7th angel and the second 1,230. The 9th and the third 1,610. Number them. He said they are 11,727. Navagi prayeth. Gabriel said, Take heed, ye move not. And Navagi continued, 11. The 11th is 3 as before. The first is occupied by the 10th. The second by the 6th. The third by the third. In the first place, 3,472. In the second place, 7,236. In the third place, 5,234. Number them. D said they are 15,942. And, this gets quicker as in a minute here. 12. The 12th hath also his divisions. The first places is of the 6th, the second place of the 8th, the third of the second. The first hath 658. The second 7,772. The third 3,391 numbered. They are 13,821, said D. It doesn't always have the triangle, so for, the response, they are, is John D. 13. The 13th hath 3. The 10th is in the first is in the second, the 7th is in the third, the first hath 8,110, the second 3,360, the 7th angel in the third 4,210, 3. Number it. He said they are 15,684. 14. The 14th hath threefold places the rest. The 5th angel occupied the first. The 7th occupied the second. The 12th occupied the third. The first, which is the 5th angel, 2,673. The second half, 9,236. The 12th, 800,230. Number it. He said they are 20,139. Say you can't, as much as these numbers may mean something objectively or something, can't help but think there's some sort of code numerologically or cipher related to something. Navagi said, Have patience. Edward Kelly said, Now he standeth on the top of the table, and said, Mark diligently. Occodon. Occodon answereth to the angel of the 9th, which is of the first, which occupieth the first place of the first air. It is the name of that part of the earth which is governed by the angel of the 9th tribe, and those that are under him in the first division. The first air, mark diligently. And we don't see here, but Pax Comb answereth to the 11th angel, and is that part of the earth which is governed by him and his ministers, in the second place of the first air. Mark. VALGARS. Vulgars. It answereth to the 7th angel and to his ministers, 5,562, which are the last part of the first air. Mark diligently. DOAGNIS. Doagnes. Yes, perhaps also. It is the first part of the second, the first part of the earth, which is governed in the first part of the second, as it shall after appear under the fourth angel. Mark diligently. Pacasna. Pacasna. It is the name of that part of the world on earth that is governed in the second part of the second air by the angel of the second table with his ministers, 2362. And on the margin, note and understand this well, how one part is governed of diverse angels. Also note that 90 times 4 is 364. You have the, you throw in the extra for Governor 65, and you have a 365-day year. And perhaps you can bring him out 2 times in a leap year. Thus, you shall understand of all the names that follow, D something AL something VA, De A Le Va, Tialgiva, the third of the second whose governor is the Nons of the tribe, the third heir in the first place, Samaph, Sama Pa. Samatha hath over it. Of the tribe, the ninth, the second, of the third is Virochi, Viroke. Viroke. Under the seventh, the third place of the third heir, Andispi, Andiuspe. It is governed by the 10th of the tribe, the fourth heir, the first part, Thotanf, Thotanf. His governor is the 10th of the tribe, whose ministers are 2360, the second of the fourth, Axziarg, Axziarg, Axziarg. Okay. It is governed by the 10th of the tribe, P something HNIR, Pothnir. It is governed by the 12th of the tribe, the fifth heir, the first part, Lazdixi, Lazdixe, which is governed by the first of the tribe, the second part of the fifth, Nocamal, Nocamal, which is governed by the seventh of the tribe, the third of the fifth, Tiarpax, Tiarpax, which is governed by the 11th of the tribe, whose ministers are 5802. Be patient a while. The 6th, Gabriel said, Move not. Moses was to seek in these secrets. Navalgi said, The first of the 6th, whose governor is the 5th of the tribe, S something XTOMP, Saxtomp. The 2nd of the 6th, whose governor is the 12th of the tribe, VAVAAMP, Vavaamp. The 3rd of the 6th, which is governed by the 5th of the tribe, ZIRZIRD, Zierzerd, whose ministers are 7,220 as before. The first of the seventh is governed by the fourth tribe, Obmakas, Obmakas. Edward Kelly said, ever the table turneth to the letter under. The second of the seventh, who's the third of Genadol, Genadol, the third of the something B, BY, the 11th, Aspiaon, Asapyaon, the first of the eighth, whose governor is the fifth, and so on, whose ministers are 4,562, Zainfres. That sounds like too many letters, because the rest of them are all 7 letters. Zainfres, Zainfries, the second of the eighth, by the first of the tribe, whose ministers 7,236. Todnaon, the third of the eighth, by the ninth of the tribe, and under him 2,302. Pristag, Pristak, the ninth, the first, governed by the third, whose ministers 9,996. Oddiorg, Odyorg, the second of the ninth, by the 10th, whose ministers 3,620. Kralpir, Kralpir, almost looks like they're going to say a T, but it's probably just a mark that doesn't have. Kralpir, move not, for the Lord is great amongst you. Oh, is that, are they ordering them, or is that what the term means? The last of the ninth, by the 10th of the tribe, ministers 4,230. Doanzin, Doanzin, Doanazin, and T to the, yeah, what's the occasional letters and numbers and table too, but that's not quite it, is it? The first of the 10th, by the 11th of the tribe, Lexarph, Lexarp, Lexarp, Lexarp. Okay. The second of the 10th, by the 7th, Comanan, Komanan. The third of the 10th, by the 9th, Tabitom, Tabitom, Tabytom, whose ministers are 1,617. Have patience. The first of the 11th, governed by the 10th, ministers 3,472. Molpand, Molpond, the second, governed by the 6th, ministers 7,236. VSN something RDA, Usnarda, Visnarda. The third, by the third, ministers is before 5234, PONODOL, Ponodol. The first of the 12th, go by the sixth, TAPAMAL, Tapatmal. The second of the 12th, by the eighth angel, GEDOONS, Gidoons. The third of the 12th, by the second, AMBRIOL, Umbriol. The first of the 13th, governed by the 10th, ministers 8,111. The 8 seems to be half a step up. GECAOND, Gikaond. The second, by the first of the tribes, LAPARIN, Laparian. The last of the 13th, by the 7th of the 12, DOCEPAX, Dokipax is Italia. The first of the 14th, by the 5th of the tribes, TEDOAND, Tidound. And the margin we have Britain. This is England and Scotland too, called anciently by the name of Britannia. There liveth not a man that knoweth the truth of the British originals. He said the British originals. The second of the 14th, by the 7th, VIVIPOS, Vivipos, Vivipos. The last of the 14th, by the 12th, ministers 8,230. OO something NAMB, OO unumb. Okay, Edward Kelly said, Now he prayeth. Now Gabriel standeth up. And Gabriel sang, The Lord pardoneth your fasting, and accepteth the inward man. Labor also. Tomorrow ye shall have the rest. May I be bold to ask you one question, said D. Gabriel said, You may. D said, Is the Queen of England alive or dead? Gabriel said, She liveth. I am nothing near the earth. Edward Kelly said, The curtain is drawn. We prayed jointly some prayers. D said, Upon my motion for the Lord Albert Lasky, how to deal with the Chancellor, the curtain was drawn open, and he in the green who appeared today came into the stone and said as followeth, Thus saith the Lord, join body to body, but let minds be separate, for he is despised in the sight of God, and is delivered over to destruction, which doth tarry till it find him ready. Israel deceived Egypt, and saw Egypt overthrown. Let him do what he will with him, but let him not join his mind with him. And the margin we have in the Chancellor and Krakow, D said, We are desirous to know your name. And he said, My name is called Dia Ibis. I am one under Gabriel, and the name of Jesus I know and honor. And MAP, my name is Mapsama. He said, is thy itis the etymology thereof? Mapsama said, it is. D said, how much? D said off to the side. It's in a different row. Jesus declared his name, and so to have other good creatures before unto us. Mapsama under Gabriel. Okay. Mapsama said, it is. And, he's one under Gabriel. Okay. D said, how much it importeth for us to understand the best counsel that is to be given to Albert Lasky, and so on. Mapsama said, I am commanded, and have done my commandment. But see that thou and he fulfill those things that are commanded you by me. D said, you said I should be his mouth to you. How shall I execute that? I pray you. Mapsama said, not to me, but to God. D said, by prayer mean you. Mapsama said, yea, and by presence. He said, by presence? With whom? Mapsama said, thou shalt go from hence with him to the emperor. God will stir up farther matter. By thy presence there, D said, shall all our lessons be finished, and sufficient power delivered unto us according to the promise of God. Mapsama said, you shall be able to practice by Sunday. The emperor's in the margin over here. D said, by which Sunday? Mapsama said, but the practices that are the instructions of the highest are not but in lawful causes and for necessity to glorify God and against Pharaoh. Remember how in the Quran there's Pharaoh, Haman, and Karun? Para is Haman, Arun. So the last one is the propagandist. He's, he exalts the name. He's the chief scribe. The other is Haman, so house of Amun, chief priest. And Pharaoh is, of course, that's not the Egyptian. Is that how you say? The great house. So, the state. But anyways, D said, what shall then be the ability of my skill to practice before Sunday next? Mapsama said, these calls touch all the parts of the world. The world may deal with all, with their parts. Therefore, you may do anything. These calls are the keys unto the gates and the cities of wisdom, which gates are not able to be opened, but with visible apparition. He said, and how shall that be come unto? And before we answer, one of the things, presencing. And by presence, that's a secret right there. Gates, visible, apparition, note, observe, permission, all taught by Sunday. Next practice being called first, then practice. Okay, that's what we're listening here. Is apparition decent? How shall that come unto? Mapsama said, which is according to the former instructions, and to be had by calling of every table you call for wisdom. God hath opened unto you his judgment. He hath delivered unto you the keys that you may enter. But be humble, enter not of presumption, but of permission. Go not in rashly, but be brought in willingly. For many have ascended, but few have entered. By Sunday you shall have all things that are necessary to be taught. Then, as occasion serveth, okay, I guessed right, you may practice at all times. But you being called by God and to a good purpose, how shall we understand this calling by God? Mapsama said, God stoppeth my mouth, I will answer thee no more. He said, Misericordia, dai sit super nos veritas ejus fulgeat eo floreat in cordibus nostris. Amen. He said, Edward Kelly read this prayer devoutly, and I, joining my mind to his pronunciation thereof, kneeled by. And in the margin, this prayer was miswritten in the place. Okay, that doesn't, because it says place. It should have been written the 22nd of May following. Okay. But the prayer, Domine Jesu Christe Deus salutarium nostrorum cujus nomen sit benedictum badi eo quotidi que ascendist e super quelli ad dextram die patris deno ven vuros ad judicandum in nubibus cum potestate magna eo majestate mirabili educ nos vinctas in peccatis in fortitudine justificationis tua ut de albemur per remissionem peccatorum super nevem adeo ut ben eblacitum sit tibi habitare in nobis eo nas in te. Amen. And di ex spalterio post 67 psalmum. And Tuesday, May 22nd, I guess we'll get into that. But after sitting in some prayer used, appeared a very little creature on the cushion by the stones, saying, Put out your candle, for we shall have nothing to do this day. Whitsun week, Maine, circa 7, and a looter.